one thing was for sure. They both believe Sparks to be a total tool.
Be an exciting contest which shows that divorced couples can still have fun together, right?
Mythological hero H-list. C. On the spot dice spin.
We are experiencing technical difficulties. Please stand by.
And welcome once again to the GSG Ward. We're here, we're doing our yearly checkups alongside the affable Dr. Jessica Brand.
Hello, hello.
Yes, her bedside manner is impeccable. And speaking of impeccable, we have Jeopardy to talk about and go over. And I'm looking over the charts. I'm looking over the vitals. We could end it right now and say you're fine.
What I think I'm seeing right now, and I think this continually impresses me about Jeopardy, year in and year out, you're getting something new that brings back players from the past, but making them modernized to get to see them today. And I'm a huge fan of this fantasy football effect that they basically brought into the show. I mean, it helps I'm kind of biased because I have a few people I played trivia with that are in the tournament. Pam and Alex specifically. I can't root against either one of them, but I hope one of those two wins personally speaking.
Mm-hmm. We'll have to do that in a later video between me and you and go over all 18 of them.
Yeah, so I guess my question is for you, hypothetically, if you were chosen for a Jeopardy fantasy team, what round would you want to be selected for? What round would you position yourself, your case for? What would you make your case for? Would you trust a wagering strategy, even if you don't feel like you could get the clue most confidently? Because, wagering, there is the metagame aspect.
Right, because it's now gone into a team game aspect. So
exactly.
If you're playing first, you want to be a little more conservative when it comes to your daily doubles. You want to be a little more conservative when it comes to Final Jeopardy. But when you get to the tail end of it, that's when you got to go balls to the wall.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we kind of saw that towards like the end of Ken versus Brad versus Watson. Basically, we saw that one basically from the Dead Sea to Mount Everest, basically. So,
Leslie Cohen is an expert at that because he did go from the Dead Sea to the mountaintop in last year's tournament, and I will say that last year's Tournament of Champions was a fantastic tournament and well worth repeat watches.
Oh, definitely. And I think it's going to be curious to see what's the case with this one. And I'm not sure when or how they're going to decide who does what will be determined like on the day of the tape, or are the teams going to be able to talk with one another through various social media channels? That's something that I don't think they've really discussed too much, but it'll be interesting to see. The show is solid as ever, although I think eventually in a few years they'll probably want to increase the dollar value. But I mean, once again, everything is great with this show. It's really a model example of what I think a game show should be in 2018, 2019. But some of that's quiz bias, but I mean, think about how well it is. I can't really think of any one flaw that really it suffers from right now.
Yeah, I can't think of one format flaw, set flaw, host flaw, or anything to that effect.
Or audition flaw. I mean, really, when I tried out for Jeopardy, like, it was so smooth what they did. It was incredibly smooth. Like Maggie was so affable. She would make you laugh. She had such a broad knowledge depth, and she could make you feel like you were in your own living room. I mean, it was fun playing with the signaling device, but it's that personal touch,
Yeah, and you don't get that. You get that when you go to Wheelmobile or when Jeopardy comes to your hometown and does a contestant search. I know they've been to Seattle quite a few times. You just don't get that when you do the online test that they do every few years. It does work for some people. It worked for our buddy Chico Alexander, who got on.
Yeah, the online test has been my friend. I mean, every year I've taken, I've gone to 35 plus, so it always gives me good hope that I'm doing well in quiz game. Usually it's at 41, 42. Still looking to break above 42 quiz, but I'll take it, given what we know the minute basically is. So.
Yeah, and I always remind myself to take it, but just for some odd reason, I guess it's nerves that I just go like, I don't know.
I mean, it can be daunting. Like, I feel like the quiz that they have in person is easier and by a mile too. But yeah, I mean, I think the fact we're speaking about audition quality speaks to how well they're doing things. Like, honestly, like, I mean, we're talking about issues that we might have as individuals rather than the show. I mean, this is not only clear, but we're going to use this as a model case.
I wholeheartedly agree. Just take a look at how different shows treat returning champions. Jeopardy, you get to know more as time goes on about a contestant. You root for them. There's a story. Like, how far can they go? Or, in the sense of Arthur Chu, for a lot of people, when will somebody finally take this jerk down?
Yeah, I mean, I can't think of any show in the U.S. that really does that anymore. Well, the rarity of return champions, but getting to know them better. The only thing around the world that I think gets close to this, and it's really because of the selection and sample size bias, the Hispanic version of Boo. So
You also have Countdown in the UK.
yeah, Countdown in the UK. That's true. That's a good point, especially given they have all the auction champ tournaments and so forth. Those are outstanding.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, nothing beats that around April time. Like, I'm getting up early in the morning to watch my countdown. Later in the day, I can watch with my answer to questions. It's a perfect academic buffet. Seriously.
Oh, yeah. All the vitals suggest Jeopardy, you're 100% healthy, and you're going to have a nice, long, healthy day and year. Just don't get involved in any political debates.
I mean, we can use skin grafts on this patient at this point, and we can start to use concepts on it elsewhere for other shows. Take notice.
Oh, yes, it definitely deserves it. Well, Jeopardy, clean bill of health. You're free to go.
Yeah,
There's a lolly
maybe
for you
questions
backstage.
down the line to post an announcer, but you know what? Right now, we live here. Right now, everything's ship shape top.
Mm-hmm. All right, thanks for coming, and until next time, see you next time at the ward.
I mean, so on the other end of like top end syndicated shows, obviously we covered Wheel in our last series. But we talk about syndicates, we talk about Wheel, we talk about Jeopardy, and we talk about, of course, really I think what is really the great divide, the Berlin Wall of game shows of the 21st century, Family Feud with Steve Harvey.
Right, and I was gonna separate this into two videos.
Okay. So you can find out about Steve Harvey in our next video. Will we be like Reagan and be like ask Gorbachev to tear it down? Well, maybe we'll see, or maybe we'll ask it to be built. And if you're a Trump supporter, hey, you'll be in favor.
Yes, and Mexico will pay for it.
Yeah.
Until next time, bye-bye.